everyone, Annette here from Ask Me Decor. Welcome back, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. Well, today's video is all about the kitchen. Who's not ready for another kitchen video? In this video, I am going to decorate the kitchen for summer. I'm going all out, 4th of July, holiday, middle of the summer look. So get ready. So I was thinking I was going to keep it very light and minimal for summer. And then I got busy going through all of my things, shop your basement. I was doing that and I found so many things that I love and I really wanted to use in the kitchen. So I put it all together in a way that I think it looks great. And it definitely says middle of the summer, 4th of July. I love it. Wait till you see. So there are a few items I want to mention. I have green in my kitchen. Here's one of my vintage items that I always put in the kitchen, especially in the summertime, and it's green. I love this color. And then I have some red items. Now you might think red and green, gonna look too Christmassy, but no, there's a way to make this work for summer. So I definitely want to use my little pail. This little ladle is my grandmother's. Very nostalgic, near and dear to my heart. We're using this. Now, I did mention my china that I purchased in the last video, and I am going to incorporate some of that into this kitchen. I love the red and white transferware. Gonna work great for summer. I also have a few other items that have the green color, and we're gonna incorporate those, of course. This is a flower frog, and I love them. I recently started finding a few in some antique stores and thrift stores. So I actually have 3 that I own right now, and we're gonna use those and definitely some red, white, and blue. So let's get started. But before I get started, I want to mention last year's video. I did it for Memorial Day, and it was called the Missing Man Table video. You can go back and check that out on my channel. It really is a wonderful way to remember the fallen military people on Memorial Day, which is what Memorial Day is all about. I'm not going to do that this year, but I really wanted you guys to go back and check it out. You might want to do it in your house this year. We're going to be going away for Memorial Day this year, so I won't be here, so that's why I'm just jumping right into 4th of July. But I would love it if you went back and checked the video, The Missing Man Table. You're gonna love this one. It's very, very nostalgic, patriotic, and meaningful. This is where that lunch pail will go. I have 3 large items that are all in that same vintage green color. The pail, a tea box, and a nice old green scale. I always put them on the top of the cabinets along with some of my dough bowls. I have 3 dough bowls that are actually that same color green. So it all coordinates the room really nice, and I love putting them together on the top of the cabinets like this. It fills in that empty space up there. Oh, and I wanted to mention, you might see some crumpled up plastic bags up there. I put them up there to cushion the china, just in case someone closes the door too hard and it falls. The plastic bags will cushion the fall. On my kitchen door, I'm going to hang my usual Velcro swags that I make for the door, and this time I'm going to use this red and tan plaid fabric. This picture is very special. When 9/11 happened, everyone was trying to do something special, and the post office made a stamp. We bought a page of stamps and had them framed. I love hanging it for 4th of July because it gives me a very patriotic feeling, and I have a green border on it, so it matches the kitchen. And here's where I'm going to use one of those flower frogs. It'll hold those flags up perfect, and they coordinate with the flags that are in the picture. So I'm liking the way this little coffee station came out. Here's a quick arrangement to put on the windowsill. The little basket came from a thrift store, and I'm going to put some baby's breath in it, along with some cookie cutters and another little flag. The basket and the cookie cutters both have that vintage green color. So again, tying the green in with the flags. And then on my windowsill, after I place it, I'm going to put this little frame with some pictures of our Sagey in it. I like having that close to where I do the dishes because I can look at her little pictures every time I'm standing there. Then there's these bottles. My cousin's husband actually scavenger hunts for these bottles. They're very old and she gifted me some. I love them and I had to use them in the decor. This very tall apothecary jar is going to get the addition of more red, white, and blue. These are paper straws. I have them for a few years, and they look great just to add a little accent color to that side of the stove. So when I place them, I'm going to put some of my cutting boards, but I like the one I'm placing right now. I didn't like this smaller one there, so I did actually end up removing that. But I put the straws, I put a scale, and then I put some of the Johnson Brothers china around that. I also added a ring holder. I like having this close to the stove where I'm cooking. I can remove my rings and put them right back on as soon as I'm done cooking, and they don't get lost. It's perfect there. It's time to do the pass-through area. I use this towel that's the same plaid as the curtains, and then I'm going to hang my vintage postcards. These all have flags on them, so they coordinate. And then on my towel ladder, I'm going to add a plaid towel that matches the curtains, and also a green one and a red one, tying in the colors again. I love this little towel ladder. My sister-in-law gifted it to me, and I use it all the time for seasonal towels that kind of coordinate your theme. What do you think of this little arrangement? It's an old flour sifter, and then I put some very old fishing lures in there, a flag, more of my china. There's the rolling pin with the green in it. This picture is a framed flour sack. Found it in my mom's belongings. I think she bought something else and this came with it. She didn't know what to do with it, but when I found it, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. I framed it. It has that same vintage green color. Then I added that jug and another one of these old fishing lures. Get the picture? Everything's looking very summery, and 4th of July definitely with the flag, but there's also enough green in there to coordinate my love of green. This little open shelf in my pantry is another great spot to decorate when you're changing things up for the seasons. I add a couple napkins that match that plaid fabric on the door, some red, white, and blue M&Ms, and look at these cookie cutters. They have more of the vintage green on them. You know, it's pretty easy to find that color when you go to antique stores. I think in the 50s or the 60s, it was a really popular color. They were using it for everything kitchen. And there's my grandmother's ladle. She would be so proud that I love it so much and I use it in my decor. Here's a curious item. We need to think outside the box with this one. Can you even imagine what I'm thinking right now and what I'm going to do with this item? So it's a very old potato chip container. It's not a can, it's actually cardboard. It's from Reading, Pennsylvania, which is close to where we live, sorta. I saw this on a shelf, tucked away in a thrift store, and I thought, I could do something with that. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a centerpiece for my island for summer. So first I need to figure out what the best side of it is. That's the side I want to make the front, facing outward from my kitchen cabinets. And I think I got it. Now I'm gonna add some styrofoam to the bottom just to kind of hold some of those flowers up. I'm going to jam that flag into the styrofoam, and then I'm going to add some of these really pretty limelight hydrangeas. The limelight hydrangeas have a little hint of green in them, and then there's the green leaves. So again, they're pulling my green color in. Next, I'm going to add these red geraniums. And the last thing will be these sprigs of blueberries. And again, the green leaves on these blueberries are like a limelight color, and they really are pulling that green color together for the room. Now the island is ready to get decorated, and I'm going to put some of that plaid fabric again, my big tray from Hobby Lobby, and that great looking centerpiece. Look at how cute that looks. Of course my duck goes there because he's got a green head, and another napkin will hang out of the potato chip can, along with some of my Johnson Brothers china and a candle, and the island is done. These are little pieces of geranium flowers that I actually used to have in a wreath. That's why I have them all cut up like that. But I'm going to add them to this green metal basket on my cellar door just to give a little bit more of that color, and again, tying in the green. Okay, we've only got one more arrangement to put together, and this one's for the kitchen table. I'm going to start with this metal basket, and I'm going to add some of that green ivy to it. Then I'm going to use another one of my flower frogs to hold the flags up inside of it. Look at this softball. I got this softball for 25 cents at a thrift store. You're probably wondering why a softball, but I think it's a summer thing, and you will see where I coordinate more baseballs to go with that softball in the next video. You're going to have to keep watching. Well, anyway, our arrangement is getting some more of those cut up geraniums that I have, and then I'm going to add some sprigs of blueberries to the arrangement. It's an easy arrangement to remove from the table when you're ready to eat. You want to keep it simple on the table so that you could do that. Now, all these flags represent where I'm from. But you can use any flags that you want, whatever country you're proud of. And you don't even have to use flags if you don't want to. Just remember, red and green, it's not for Christmas anymore. It definitely works for summer.
When all the colors would fly, we watched the flames in
the 4th of July summer kitchen. I hope you love it just as much as I do. We made red, white, and blue work with green, and I am so happy I got to use a lot of my vintage items. If you have any questions, just ask me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.